This is a very important video. Please try to watch it all. The EU has already built a Tower of Babel, a statue of a woman riding the beast, and Baal worship is taking place in England. Symbolism of Mystery Babylon is everywhere in Europe and in the US. It's happening right before our eyes. The only reason a Christian could miss this symbolism is if they haven't seen these things, or more likely, if they don't know their Bible. So in this video, we're going to do both things. We're going to show you the symbols and we're going to explain the verses that explain the symbols. Why is this important? Well, because Mystery Babylon is an essential element of the end times. Revelation devotes 2 whole chapters to it, chapters 17 and 18, and because it is a great murderer of Christians in the end times. Revelation 17:6 says it is drunk on the blood of the saints. Maybe it murders nearly as many, or who knows, maybe even more than the beast. And Babylon comes before the beast. It rides or controls the beast until the beast finally burns Babylon with fire. Today, we're going to unpack all of this in this super important video. We're going to start with some of the obvious in-your-face symbols that are popping up in Europe. Symbols so incredible, they're hard to believe. We're going to look at a symbol that you probably saw in the last week or two at the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony where dancers were apparently worshiping a huge mechanical bull. Look at this video clip. Look at how incredibly pagan it looks. It's very obvious that the dancers are pretending to worship the bull. Now, all the videos and articles I read on this said it was Baal worship because Baal is the bull. And, that's absolutely correct. Baal is pictured by a bull. But that is not the only meaning of the symbol. It is a direct reference to Mystery Babylon and the woman riding the beast. Let me explain. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, Revelation 17:3. So as you watched the video, you didn't see the woman riding the beast. At least most didn't in the video versions that were sent out. However, that is exactly what happened. Some shots do show this. Notice how the woman approaches the beast. Then, as in this shot, she ends up riding the beast. What could be more indicative of Mystery Babylon than a woman riding the beast? But why is this being used at Great Britain's Commonwealth Games with, 72 nations present? Well, it is symbolic of the Greek myth, the rape of Europa. Europa is where Europe gets its name, after all. Now, in this myth, Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, spied a young woman on a beach in the Middle East and transformed himself into a bull with long curved horns in the shape of a crescent moon. That's important. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Zeus is the Greek name for the Middle Eastern god Baal, the Sumerian god Enlil, the Egyptian god Ra. All of them are the same, and all of them are Satan, who was a cherubim as per Ezekiel 28. We did this former video on this exact topic. Cherubim have 4 faces: lion, eagle, man, and bull. So it's not at all surprising that these gods we just mentioned sometimes appear as a lion, or as an eagle, or a bull, or a dragon, or even a man. So in this myth, the bull is Satan in disguise. The woman climbs on his back and he carries her into the Mediterranean and abuses her. Not a very nice story to be glorified in the opening ceremonies of an international sporting event. But this myth is glorified all over Europe today in statues, paintings, currency, bills, coins. In front of another European building, the Council of Europe building in Brussels, the EU has this statue of a woman riding the beast. Very direct symbolism. The woman, as we said, is Europa, and the beast is Zeus or Satan from the ancient Greek legend. Another sign that Europe considers itself already to be Mystery Babylon, the woman who rides the beast from Revelation. Let's look at that passage in the Bible. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, which was full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on her forehead a name was written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth. Revelation 17:3-5. So the woman is the modern Babylon, although it is a mystery. And the original Babel was the mother of all subsequent abominations on the earth. The reason it has given birth to other Babylons is Babylon has moved. In Zechariah, we see this woman moving. Then the angel who talked with me came out and said to me, Lift your eyes now and see what this is that goes forth. So I asked, What is it? And he said, It is a basket that is going forth. He also said, This is their resemblance throughout the earth. Here is a lead disc lifted up, and this is a woman sitting inside the basket. And he said, This is wickedness. And he thrust her down into the basket and threw the lead cover over its mouth. Then I raised my eyes and looked, and there were 2 women coming with the wind in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the basket between the earth and heaven. So I said to the angel who was talking to me, Where are they carrying the basket? And he said to me, To build a house for it in the land of Shinar. When it is ready, the basket will be set there on its base. What is the base? It is the base that still remains there of the Tower of Babel. How many times has Babylon moved? We are told the beast that it rides has 7 heads. So it has been based in 7 different places where the 7 heads were. And there's an 8th head coming, so it will likely be based in 8 places. Another aspect of the Commonwealth Games that almost no one reported on is that they had a Tower of Babel as well, another Mystery Babylon link. In fact, the announcer called the Tower of Babel. And if you look at a comparison between the Commonwealth Tower and artwork of the Tower of Babel, notice the arches on both and the levels on both. There is absolutely no doubt this was meant to look like the Tower of Babel. The European Union Parliament building also looks like the Tower of Babel. In fact, they acknowledge architecturally it was based on the Tower of Babel. The slogan of the entire EU is many tongues, one voice. The opposite of what happened at the Tower of Babel, where they had one voice initially and then were split into many tongues. And their spokesperson has said that they chose the Tower of Babel because it represents one world government and a rejection of God, both things which the EU supports. The USA also has its own Tower of Babel, the One World Trade Center, stressing the one world aspect as in one world government. The blatant nature of this symbolism is just incredible to me. For instance, let's go back to the Commonwealth Games for a second, because that opening ceremony was so satanic and so intentional. It started with a video of these falling stars. Yes, falling stars. Like in Revelation 12, where the dragon Satan cast 1/3 of the stars down with his tail. So these stars represent fallen angels cast down with Satan. Now look at this. The girl who will eventually ride the bull is praying to and worshiping a crystal which is a part of one of these stars. A piece of a fallen angel. You just can't make this stuff up. It's so satanic, so intentional. But let's get back to the symbolism of the bull with the crescent moon horns. We promised we'd talk about that. It's Baal, the bull, who led the Israelites astray. Baal, the moon god, whose symbol was the crescent moon, and another, the bull, the same God who led Muhammad astray, and is currently called Allah, the God of Islam today. So, is Islam planning on raping Europe? They have already infiltrated Europe with lots of immigrants. Islam is the largest and most active religion in Europe, other than atheism. In Revelation 17:16, the beast is eventually going to burn the woman with fire. This is a very likely end to this symbolic story. In the USA, you are probably familiar with the famous charging bull statue on Wall Street. But did you ever see the fearless girl statue that's near it? She hasn't climbed on the bull just yet, but the symbolism of the bull and the girl who rides the beast is very clear. There are more symbols of Babylon in Europe. The second is the famed Ishtar Gate with its winged lions and snake dragons that was physically taken from Babylon to Berlin, Germany. It's actually more than a symbol, it's the real gate. Another incredible artifact, the throne of Satan, was moved to Berlin from Pergamum, Turkey, immediately prior to World War I. This throne is mentioned in Revelation 2 in the letter to Pergamum. Adolf Hitler was so impressed by this throne, he had a copy built. It was from this copy that he ordered the Holocaust to begin. In 2008, U.S. presidential candidate Obama constructed a similar edifice on which he accepted his party's nomination. This links the USA to this symbol as well. Another symbol of Mystery Babylon is the so-called all-seeing eye, or Eye of Horus. Anyone who has seen the U.S. $1 bill knows that it is featured prominently on the back of the bill. This symbol of a pyramid with the eye on top is part of the seal of the USA, of the government, which has an eagle on the front and this pyramid and eye in the back. Now, where did this come from? The Eye of Horus is said to derive from a conflict between the god Horus and a rival god of his from Egypt known as Set, in which Set tore out Horus's eye, but the eye was subsequently healed and returned to Horus. And Horus then offered the eye to his deceased father, Osiris, who you probably have heard us talk about in other videos. This is the same being as Nimrod in the Bible, and its revitalizing power sustained Osiris in the afterlife. The Eye of Horus, then, is a symbol of the one who is in the abyss and will come out of the abyss and return. The beast who was, is not, and will be, in other words, the Antichrist. In the U.S. seal. It's found in the U.S. seal. And at the top of the pyramid, of course, is the eye. And above that is the motto, Annuit Coptis, which is Latin for, it is favorable to our undertakings. Or, he favors our undertakings. Who? The one who has the eye. The spirit of the Antichrist. Below the pyramid, a scroll reads, Novus Ovdo Seclorum, which is Latin for New Order of the Ages, or in other words, the New World Order. The disembodied eye. It just strongly conveys the sense of a prying, authoritarian big brother. In combination with the pyramid beneath it, it suggests an ancient pagan satanic cult associated with Freemasons, New World Order, etc. This is the government of the USA, a government that most don't realize has these connections. A quick glance into the harbor of New York City gives us another symbol of Mystery Babylon, the Statue of Liberty based on the pagan goddess Libertas. This is the same woman in just a different culture and a different name who will later ride the beast. Then, of course, there's the infamous United Nations statue of the winged lion that appeared at the UN building in New York for a period of time last year. We have a video on that subject as well. We'll have a link down in the description. So the Western democracies of Europe and America are full of symbols of Mystery Babylon. But why? For one, as an open affront against God himself, and as an encouragement to their leaders who will undertake the audacious overthrow of the world that will be Mystery Babylon. Another purpose is to show Christians exactly who is who and who Mystery Babylon is. When you see these symbols, that's where Mystery Babylon will be. To me, based on these symbols, that means the UN, America and Europe are the drivers of Mystery Babylon. But what does the Bible say about who Mystery Babylon is based on the clues given in Revelation? Click right here to keep watching and discover what the Bible says about this. Till then, this is Nelson, and I'll see you there.